Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson officially confirms that the new movie Black Adam will begin production in the next coming weeks through posts on Instagram about the script and images of the set as well. So let's get right into it, Sam. Take us into some of these posts in particular and what exactly we're looking at in this upcoming film starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Black Adam.
Yeah, so let's not waste any time. I know we've been talking a bit about the MCU with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and that's what all the hype is about. But the DCEU is still here making some noise. The Snyder Cut came out, and that's been making noise throughout all comic fans, not just DC, not just Marvel fans. Everybody has their eyes on DC right now. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson dropped a bombshell on us too. So let me share my screen and show you what we got. So here is Dwayne The Rock Johnson's Instagram, and he's holding the Black Adam script, and he doesn't show us too much, but he does give us the intro line. Well, I'd love to wear a rainbow every day and tell the world that everything's okay, but I'll try to carry off a little darkness on my back till things are brighter. I'm the man in black. He is Black
Oh,
Adam. And we also get some teaser images here. This is the concept art that there you got, and I'll just scroll through it while you talk. So, how are you feeling about this? Really, the DCEU is maybe making a comeback.
yeah, hashtag restore the Snyderverse. We saw that they leaked 3 characters. Spoiler warnings. If you did not see the Snyder Cut, go do so. It is great. But they leaked the Atom, not Black Adam, the Atom. He's the guy who shrinks and grows. We know there's a Green Lantern ring on Earth because we see one Green Lantern die on the Earth. The ring flies away. And then we get Martian Manhunter. So there's definitely next steps for the DCEU that we are so used to with Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill returning as Superman. So there's a lot moving forward, and this is going to be a perfect encapsulation of the character. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I believe, is a guy who's going to sell you tickets, going to give you great action. He's going to do what you want to do. Hopefully we can see some real story arc and character development, which is what's really going to take these movies to the next level. And if we do want to restore the Snyderverse, that's the path we need to go on. But Shazam was an all right movie, was really promising, and showed its potential with the great cast and crew that they formulated in the first one. We did see that they had 7 chairs where the people got their powers. So that 6 of them are filled, and the seventh chair belongs to Black Adam. So we're
Yeah.
going to be seeing that in the Black Adam film.
Yeah, exactly. And so the weird thing now, the DC Comics universe is in such a weird place, right? Because they're making really successful content now. For example, the Joker came out, that was a massive success. It made a ton of money on a very small budget. And so there's obviously a desire for DC content. The Snyder Cut came out, and tune in. Soon we are going to be releasing our full review, breakdown, some theories going forward. But there is a very strong desire for DC content. We know that there's a Flash movie that's set to come out soon. I think they're working on another Aquaman
Flashpoint.
movie. So there is a lot of desire here, but then we have Batman coming out soon, where that's not going to be related with this universe, and that's not even going to be related with the Joker universe that they established. And so hopefully, it seems like this Black Adam movie is going to be affiliated. Like you said, there were some Easter eggs and Shazam thrown in that are teasing for a possible Black Adam movie, and I think that at least the success of Justice League proved that maybe Warner Brothers should just listen to Zack Snyder's vision. He knows what he's doing if he's given creative freedom and liberties here.
Yeah, let's not forget that the multiverse is more prevalent in DC comics than it is in Marvel comics. So I wouldn't be surprised if somehow they figured out how to tie all of these things together and just say that they're in alternate universes and just play it off in a really, hopefully in a good way, because it's very difficult. We would never see another Iron Man movie that's without Tony Stark. That's just not
Or
gonna
without
happen. It's
Robert
not gonna
Downey
be
Jr. as Tony Stark.
anybody excluding Robert Downey Jr. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, um, yeah, there's just a lot that could be going on here.
Yeah, exactly. So let us now take a look at who this character of Black Adam is. Black Adam, or Teth Adam on Prime Earth, was an Egyptian slave who received the powers of the wizard Shazam. Again, like we were saying before, there were some Easter eggs in the Shazam movie as Black Adam receives his power from the wizard Shazam. However, he was imprisoned for millennia by the wizard after he misused his powers. He was eventually freed in the modern day, where he went on to battle the Wizards' new champion, Billy Batson, many times. So we'll see what kind of story they use here. So we'll see if this story will be in the movie, whether they do an origin story or whether they do a little flashback, say, okay, this is how he was developed. Now let's get into the action. But let's take a look at some of Black Adam's powers and abilities. Now, before we do, Jonathan, the only experience we have with this character in media is in the Injustice video games. That's where you and I were really introduced to him. We used to be really, really into those games, and he was a really, really powerful character in those games. So let's see what some of his powers and abilities are in the DC comics, in the lore, and let's see how many of those will translate onto the big screen. So he has divine empowerment. So he was resurrected, and afterwards he was no longer powered by the wizard Shazam. Instead, he gained his power from Egyptian deities. I'm not going to read all of those names, but like before, Adam activates these powers by uttering the word Shazam. So like you were saying before, they teased Black Adam and Shazam. He acquires his powers from Shazam himself. And even after he loses his powers, he still activates them by using that word. So, how do you think they're going to integrate at least this part with the rest of his character?
Well, I definitely see them going down some sort of avenue where he is the protector of Kondak, which is where
Hmm.
he um, protects in the comics. And if you guys know Injustice, if you play on Kondak, fighters approaching Kondak. So yeah, we're gonna see some interpretation of that. We're gonna see some interpretation of him getting his own separate abilities rather than just the ones from Shazam. Um, there's gonna be a lot of direct comic book interpretation because DCU likes to do that a lot. Stick to
Hmm.
what they know and try not to take that many risks. But the risk taking is what makes films great. So hopefully we can see them go outside the box a little bit here and try and make the DCEU a little more respectable when it comes to
Hmm.
comic books and film.
Yeah, so I completely agree with that. And I think they've been getting better as time has gone on. I know the Batman vs Superman movie was kind of lackluster. They were just trying to copy Civil War without all of the story and the years of getting to know the characters in advance. But I think they've turned over a new leaf, and they got this character played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson. It's so hard to make a bad movie with this man. He is so talented. So some of the powers that he will likely have, the stamina of Shu. So he's going to have the stamina of the Egyptian god of air and light. He's going to have self sustenance, which means Black Adam can survive without food, water, or any sort of sustenance. He's gonna have the speed of Horus. So he will have hyperspeed after his resurrection by the Egyptian god of the sky, which also gives him the ability to fly, have superhuman agility, and superhuman reflexes. We're already building a stacked character, and that's just a fraction. I'm going to read the rest in a little bit, but are they going to make this guy overpowered and really have to um, kind of have him already be established, or is he going to just be learning how to use some of these abilities? And I haven't even read some of the crazier ones down the line.
Well, we know that he's had the Shazam abilities for quite some
Hmm.
time now. They're talking about a resurrection here, so maybe he's protecting Kondak, dies fighting, protecting the city, and the gods of this. religion, they bring him back to life with these newfound abilities, but he still has his Shazam power ties. So that's an avenue I can see them going down because he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Hopefully, we see some sort of, I don't know what's confirmed, but hopefully we see some sort of the cast from Shazam make their
Hmm.
appearance in this film, so we could see like how it ties in. But I feel like that, if anything, would be more of an ending cutscene, and this would be solely focused on his character development, um, from the beginning of where we pick
Hmm.
up the story from him. We won't just they'd learn their lesson. They're not just gonna start off and introduce everybody else with him. It's gonna be
Hmm.
more backstory, giving us, because this is his first Black Adam's first movie, in general. So they have to
Yep.
introduce it to the general audience and moreover focus on the development of his character rather than just his abilities.
Yeah, and we'll leave this on screen for a little bit as we scroll through the rest of it because he's got a ton of powers, but he's got superhuman strength given to him by the god Amun. He has the wisdom of Zehudi. He has enhanced senses. He has enhanced hearing, and he has all of the electric powers that we come to know that are so synonymous with the character electrokinesis, which is controlling lightning with his mind. Electroblast, that is that powerful burst of lightning that he uses. That, and it says that Black Adam is even capable of harming Wonder Woman. So we've seen the kind of durability that she has. We've seen it in movies and in comics. And if he's able to harm her with these electroblasts, you could tell how much power is in one of those beams. And he has the courage of Mihin, so he has accelerated healing and even, well, okay, look at that, immortality. So this guy is going to be really hard to stop, but that means they're also going to have to be very clever with what kind of antagonist they put, and likely it will be to protect Kondak. So maybe he can't be stopped, but his home, the place that he is defending, is what's going to be put at threat.
Yeah, I feel like this might also be like a Venom type film where we get like the anti-hero plot
Hmm.
because he's not really a good guy, but he's not a bad guy either.
Hmm.
So the motives are going to be to help protect the city, but his ideals and mindset are going to be far more advanced than these young children that were displayed in Shazam, and that's where we're
Hmm.
going to get internal conflict in the future, where these can face off against each other in the second Shazam movie potentially. Um, but yeah, I feel like this is definitely the anti-hero movie. He's a hero in some eyes, but his morals to the real outside world would be bent, or maybe he get becomes too powerful at the end of the
Hmm.
movie and he loses his will or his sense of direction due to his resurrection.
Yep, and that's a character that we've seen Dwayne Johnson play before. That's what he originally got famous for in his WWE days of playing this villain, the guy you love to hate, but then also is with some redeeming qualities. He can be a hero, he can be a villain, all wrapped in one. But if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts about the direction of the DCEU, and also make sure to stay tuned for all of our other content. We got a lot of Marvel stuff coming your way. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is really hot right now, and there's a lot of things coming up as well. So stay tuned for everything we got, and we'll see you next time.